you know, the expectations or what's supposed to be, but it's coming out and sticking to your game plan, sticking to your identity, playing to your strengths, because it's easy to get caught in the back and forth or the mind games, and you know, or playing down to your talent, so to say. And that's human nature at times, and that's the nature of sports.
So the warm-ups will be extended here as the previous game between Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic ran a bit overtime. So both Argentina and the Virgin Islands will get an opportunity to have their full warm-up instead of a truncated one. Second of 4 games today. Canada and Uruguay coming up later today. Tip off around 4:40 local time. And then tonight, 7:10 local time, we will see the host Brazil take on Colombia. Well, there is the 10-minute warning for both these teams. And for the first time in the tournament, both of them will run out of the tunnels. Get introduced to the crowd that is on hand here this afternoon. You see the local start time scheduled for about 10 minutes from now. We'll take you through the intros, the national anthem. It won't be long before opening tip. So again, the delay was due to the fact that the game prior to this kind of ran overtime, even though it didn't go into overtime. Just took a long time to finish. There were a lot of whistles late in the game. By the way, if you're just joining us, Puerto Rico defeated the Dominican Republic 88-82. So Puerto Rico getting off to a good start. Condon played well, as did Waters. Both of them notching 20 points apiece. All right, here we go. Virgin Islands will be introduced to the crowd, running out of the tunnel for the first time here in Brazil. Virgin Islands, a team that you recently saw, Javon, and it's albeit much different in the World Cup qualifiers. They are missing some pieces from that team that played Canada in the World Cup qualifiers, but you called that game. You had an opportunity to see some of these players. What stood out about the Virgin Islands?
You know, they get up and down the floor, right? May not be the biggest, may not be the strongest, but at the same time, they want to push the tempo. Maybe not the best in the half-court offense. But I think the key for Argentina is you got to stop them early, right, and not let them get running, not let them get confident. The bigs will be the first down the floor as well. And one of those guys, Ivan Aska, a former teammate of mine in France, he's a guy that's going to go out there and just lay it out there, right, and playing, again, positionless basketball just all over the court. So, and he's captain of the team, so that's where it starts there.
Get an opportunity to talk about the Argentinian squad in a moment, but first we'll pause for playing the national anthems.
For the national anthem of Hino Nacional da Argentina. the national anthem of Virgin Islands, Hino Nacional das Ilhas Virgens.
All right, moments away from tip-off. Virgin Islands and Argentina, first game for these two teams here in Brazil at the AmeriCup 2022. Here are the three officials in charge of this game. Bartel, Silva, and Peralta from Uruguay, Brazil, and Ecuador. All right, here is the starting five for tournament favorite Argentina. Bruno Capasso, La Provitola, Carlos Delfino, Delia, and Gabriel Deck. Led by head coach Pablo Prigioni, Argentinian legend. Getting an opportunity to coach this squad here at the AmeriCup. Starting five for the Virgin Islands. Milligan, Ludman, Aska, Christmas, and Hansen. And Coach Carey will have this team thinking upset. The first woman to be coaching at the AmeriCup. History being made in this game. Yes, she can. All right, moments away from tip. Here for the first game for these two teams. We talked about the Virgin Islands and what you expect coming out of that side. Argentina, the favorites. How do you send the message to the rest of the group here watching?
Well, before even sending a message, I know there's a lot of excitement about Capasso and a number of the guys on this team, but I'll tell you, watch this Argentinian team play against Canada a couple weeks ago, and La Provitola he's a player, right? Come on, he can really score the basketball. He's an ACB scoring leader in 2019. He can't be taken lightly, but I think if you're for Argentina, you coming out, you want to use these first 4 minutes to just lay that first punch, and not to send a message, so to say, but so you, for your own club, understand, like, look, we have to come out here and play up to our ability, up to our standards, and it has nothing to do with what anybody else is going to do to us, or we won't allow, any other team to impact us. So they have the experience. You have to have that mental toughness, that mental stability, and just having those guys come out here and show it in those first 4.
Argentina has a FIBA world rank of 7th. of course, runners-up in the FIBA Basketball World Cup in 2019 in China, losing to Spain in the final. The Virgin Islands, a FIBA World Rank of 57. They'll be thinking upset here and trying to improve the FIBA World Rank with a strong showing here in Brazil. So after the short delay, we're getting set to tip. First 10 minutes on the clock. Argentina wearing the road blue. Virgin Islands in the home white. Off we go here. Virgin Islands taking on Argentina. The AmeriCup here in Brazil. And early, it's already a turnover. Paso already smiling at Villian. First possession for Argentina. See where they go. Capasso. Deck. Aprovitala for three. Got it. Such a smooth stroke.
So said, so done, right? First thing I mentioned off the top is that you gotta really find that man. He's a marksman.
Sanson looking to respond with a three of his own, left it short. Might have got tipped. Capasso in the open floor. Joy to watch. Delfino. Nice spin inside. Elia with the first crunch.
He's just, Deli is just feeling the defense there, and just spins away, showing some athleticism. But again, Argentina just moving the basketball. It's a work of art.
5-0 now as Christmas falls away. Another air ball. Gabriel Deck picks it up. Delfino. Delia. La Provitola for three again. Drills it.
Listen, if somebody doesn't identify him and find him quick, not allow him to see the basket, it's going to be a long night because he knocks those down. Like, that's an easy bat. That's a layup for him.
Bloodman blocked by La Provitola. Argentina looking to run once again. Campasso tried to no-look feed, but gave it up. Aska, hammer time.
That's the running that we're talking about, right? Aska got out quick, cherry picking, so to say. And Virgin Islands looking up, headman the ball, give him an easy basket.
Deck, baseline, gorgeous move.
It's just the catch off the sweep, and then just that burst, right? Gets the defense, gets the advantage. Defense on his high side and just lays it up.
There's Bloodman. Christmas. Hansen comes off the curl right to the tin. No resistance that time from Argentina. Argentina doesn't want it. Has to be careful defensively. Could get a little lax and allow, as you see, Delfino with the one-hand pound.
That's a 40-year-old Delfino getting up above the rim.
Again, to say you don't want to see the Virgin Islands get into any rhythm offensively, and then all of a sudden you're in a game. Lax defense will create bad habits as Christmas open for two. And again, late arriving is Elliott. La Provitola. Delfino, that's his spot. Can't get it to go, and Aska vacuums it in. Aska looking to go to work now. Back to the basket. Fired it hard off the glass, and La Provitola leads the way with Delfino in the open floor. That's Argentinian basketball.
And Delfino's so smart, right? That's the experience. They kick it up the ball. He can just see the defense trailing and allows the defense to go by and just lays it up, you know, softly off the glass up the other side of the rim.
Gilligan missed the floater, and one of the stickers on the court is coming up. deck doing a little renovation of the court.
They said he's talented, right? So showing you a little versatility there.
Shows a lot of people watching right now that are looking for decks and them to do some home improvements around their building. Did it efficiently too. Felt like we didn't even miss a beat. Delfino drives, hands it off, turns it over. Almost feels like Argentina's overpassing now, and that leads to another turnover as Christmas right to the tin. Provitola turns the corner. Got the ball poked out of his hands. Need to shoot for Lapro. He'll tee up a three. He's 3 for 3 from downtown.
And, you know, right there, you can see Ivan Aska playing defense and looking to see where the screen is coming from. That split second he turned to look over his shoulder. Laprovitola was up into a shot.
Hansen tries to respond and does with a triple. Laprovitola again for 3. He's human. Milgin for 3, rattles it home.
He knows these rims, right? He's played in Brazil this past season, so familiar with out here, and actually played for Sport Club Paulista.
Deck on the drive. Another turnover for Argentina. And Laprovitola takes the open court foul. The crowd wanted it unsportsmanlike, but we decided at home. He did try to play the ball. Checks into the game for the first time for Argentina, number 9 in blue, replacing Carlos Delfino, vet.
He's a guy that played, you know, had a cup of coffee in the NBA as well, just under 60 games with Atlanta and Dallas. Another guy that can really light it up from 3.
Ball movement. Laprovitola for 3, no good. Good rebound there by Aska. Lopez into the game for the first time, 20 in white. There he is on the drive. Milgin from the corner. Drills it. Milgin now with 2 triples so far in the game, and it's tied late here in the first period. Senior turns it over. Aska hammers it home. First lead of the game for the Virgin Islands. And the underdogs feeling the energy from the crowd here in Brazil.
Las pérdidas le dan puntos de ataque rápido. Vamos a controlar las pérdidas primero, ¿sí? Segundo, mano a mano, pick and roll, hay que estar en el fondo, ¿sí? Mano a mano por detrás, hay que estar en el fondo. Talla, tenés a Marco, dale un minuto, ¿sí? Dale un minuto a Nico, que después vuelve, ¿sí? ¿Vamos? Bueno, escuchá. Lea, ¿sí? Gaby, Brusi, sacalo Lea, sale Lea, Facu, dale a Lea y anda profundo, ¿sí? Talla y Gaby. Gaby, vos primero.
talked about it off air. You could be favorites in a game. You still have to come out and play as we see Aska flying in friendly skies of Virgin Island air.
You have to come out and play, right? And the thing that Virgin Islands has done early is forced Argentina to turn it over. Actually, I shouldn't even say force them to turn it over, because you mentioned it early. It just seems like they're overpassing the basketball and over-anticipating, you know, where the players are going to be. And six points off turnovers for Virgin Islands in the first quarter here, the first 7 minutes of the game.
Paso comes off the curl, tees up the three, can't get it to go. And ball last touch by Virgin Island as Aska got body checked out of bounds. Galizzi with the check there, number 83 in blue. It's Campasso who will inbound. Galizzi looks at the rim. Foul away from the basketball. Nesbitt will get called for the foul.
Just got caught on Deck's backside there. Deck did a good job of just getting into the ball screen action, but slipping it, right? And caught defense by surprise there.
And off the inbound, tough two inside by Deck. There's Christmas. Aska. Step back three. Drills it.
He must have added that to his game, because I don't remember that. I definitely don't remember those.
7 points and counting, giving you something new to his bag, and now he has to go to work defensively as Deck fades away over the top of it. That's a tough shot. Aska's already calling for the ball. He wants to respond on the block. This is probably something that looks a little bit more familiar for you.
This is more familiar, yeah. Competitor and get it in the block.
Christmas, good footwork. Blows the layup. Paso will push. Facu. Over his head, what a pass. Brasino for three. Sweet sounds of core.
Also just knowing where his teammates are, right? And that's, you're right, behind his head, eyes in the back of his head, and that's just awareness, guys that have played together some time before.
Nesbitt, jab step. Balmaro did a good job staying in front of him. Christmas can't get it to go. This is Balmaro. Balmaro hesitates, spins in the lane, kicks. Campasso for three. No good. Milligan. Lopez. He'll tee up a three. He was blocked by Deck and saved by Facu. Facu now. Racino back to Facu. Up fake. And floats it in calmly and gets the roll.
That's a man that's controlled, can play at his pace, but at the same time, you can see them slow it down there, and almost like he's moving in slow motion. Got that floater up to touch every point of that rim before it dropped.
Official's going to have to stop play again to get that sticker up off the court. You can see it right there on your screen. Great turnaround there by Aska. Feeling it. Campasso knocks it in at the horn. And that's how we'll end the first quarter. Well, the Virgin Islands have come to play here, challenging the tournament favorites Argentina. And your score, 29-24 after the first 10 minutes of play. Stats from the first quarter. Argentina 50% from three, but being matched, even overdone by the Virgin Islands, 67%. quick flash of the rebounding totals and the assist totals as well. Ivan Aska leading the way for the Virgin Islands, 9 points so far, 4 of 5 from the field. On the other end, Gabrielle Deck with 6 points, 3 of 3 from the field. Here's some of the highlights from the first quarter.
You've seen the footwork by Deli on the play before. Ivan Aska, we mentioned, this Virgin Island team wants to get on a run. Ivan getting out, playing above the rim, energizing his team. You see it here. Kick out. Milligan's he's hit 2 threes this first quarter, and Ivan again just getting out, running, fluid, running the lanes fast, hard, wide, great pass. And this is something I mentioned earlier. I don't know where he got that one. He might have got it from me. He might have been watching some of my old film there. Going between the legs, creating some space, and he looked confident. He looked comfortable taking it. See the bench happy, the bench celebrating it, and making this a game, like you mentioned, the favorite Argentina came out and shot the ball well early, but kind of got a bit lax, right? And you let teams get comfortable or get confident and feel like they can play with you, they're going to play with you, right? And you have to nip that in the bud early.
Start of the second quarter here. 29-24 is your score. Argentina in front of the Virgin Islands. A reminder, you can download the Courtside 1891 app for your score, streams, and schedules to the AmeriCup, Eurobasket, and the upcoming FIBA Basketball World Cup, Women's Basketball World Cup in Australia. Orsino. Bellet kicks to Balmaro for 3. Hard off the glass. Bloodman in the front court. Nesbitt. Jules. Bloodman. It's Nesbitt for 3. Orsino vacuums it in and showing a little bit of the handle. Balmaro slows things down, the youngster. La Provitola for 3. Can't get it to go. Foul inside, and there will be 14 on the shot clock for Argentina to work with on this next possession. Balmaro. Lucino, his 3 no good. Another offensive board for Argentina. Balmaro. Now Provitola, good ball fake, leaves. Balmaro open for 3, can't get it to go. Nesbitt, good hesitation dribble, now attacks. Creates some space for Christmas. Aska couldn't control that pass. He was going one way, the ball was going the other. You look at the history-making head coach for the Virgin Islands, Coach Carey, Anisha Carey, getting an opportunity to be the first woman to coach a men's team here at the AmeriCup in Brazil. Points off turnovers now for the Virgin Islands, and they have an opportunity to add some more to it. As Pablo Prigioni a little upset at that last possession. Provitola, and that is going to be an unsportsmanlike. He got the strip, and then Bloodman grabbed his jersey. It's right in front of us. We could have made the call here if we had a whistle.
And that's where you know that's a young mistake. Live ball turnover, right? Got the steal, you're going out. Now you're getting shots and possession, right? You compound that mistake there.
Referee Silva from Brazil made the call. Did not hesitate. It was the correct one. As Lapro Vitala knocks down both free throws. Ludman knows he made a big mistake there. Lapro Vitala. Jab step, drives, kicks. Delfino back into the game and on the score sheet.
See, that's Lapro Vitala just taking advantage of Ludman. He's still concerned about the play, you know, before. Talking and falling asleep there. He's attacking and gets caught on the attack and then the kick out. You can't get emotionally invested or let it get the best of you.
Christmas, good footwork inside. Couldn't get it to go right on the doorstep. Last touch by Argentina will stay here. Christmas at the top of the key. Henson, watched by Delfino. He'll drive on Delfino. Ludman trying to make up for his past mistake with the triple, can't do it. And Lapro pulls it down, and he'll dribble up front court. And then as the point guard with Campasso on the bench. Ball was tipped, so Lapro could go back in the backcourt and pick it up, and then he got hammered by Henson on his way to the tip. It's a 13 foul for the Virgin Island here in the second quarter. Second for Henson. Mendoza, good ball movement. Nice pass inside, and that might be another unintentional foul. Ball was played, though, this time. A little bit different than the first one. Milligan made sure he got his money's worth.
Delfino there with a penetration baseline and the wraparound pass. It's funny because I remember playing against Delfino and he was a lot more hungry, or he used to hunt shots, hunt his offense. And now with age and more experience, just as impactful, just as, you know, can influence the game, but he's a lot more patient, a lot more poised, just letting the game come, reading and allowing it to flow and playing with his passes as well.
Getting a hand to that one, it will stay here. Timeout called by the Virgin Islands. Good timeout here as they are down 11 with 6:52 to play here in the second quarter. Give us an opportunity to hear from someone who is in the process of making history. Anisha Carey and her huddle with the U.S. Virgin Islands. Has been the man for the Virgin Islands. 9 points, 3 rebounds. He's going to need some help. The Virgin Islands are going to try and pull this upset off. His team down at 35-24 coming out of the timeout. This is an important time right now for the Virgin Islands. They really haven't gone to their bench yet. Depth is going to be an issue playing a team like Argentina that is, you know, probably 10, maybe 11 deep, or can at least go that deep. The waves of players come at you. Guys like Christmas, guys like Aska might start to wear down. Here's Ludman. Christmas can't get it to go on the top of the key jumper. And Vidosa now with the rock. Delfino. Good feet inside of Delia. Can't convert on the layup. Henson looking to run. Thought about the three and then took it anyway. I'm going to say last touch by Argentina.
The shot selection for Virgin Islands is going to be important as well.
Masca had it poked out of his hands. Let's see their shot selection on this possession. As Milligan getting in his bag now. Tried to use the window, but couldn't. Delfino, open. You're right, he's not searching for his offense at all.
He's not hunting. He's a bit more poised now, and that's just understanding, you know, when and how to exert your energy, right? Being smart about it. Like Patola, again, I mentioned him earlier. He can really score the basketball. He's the one now looking to score, and he's doing that.
Goes out of bounds as Henson crashed into two defenders. Breaking action allows Deck and Campasso to come back onto the floor. So this is the lineup that Argentina started the game with. Campasso, Deck, Delia, Delfino, and La Provitola. Delfino for two.
And there, you know, sets the flare screen and pops up to the top of the key there for the shot. Good screens get shooters open.
Masca. Rattles in and out. Campasso looking to push the other way. Campasso finds Deck with a gorgeous bounce pass.
These guys cut so well off the ball. The guards are willing to give it up, and you can just see that they know where each other is going to be. It's almost, you know, in that first quarter when, you know, they were over-anticipating and throwing the ball where they thought the teammates were going to be. Now you can see the thought process. Guys are cutting. Guards are leading with the pass. You're getting some finishes.
That's a tough finish inside by Christmas. Wanted the foul call. Virgin Islands needed that bucket. The crowd wanting to get behind this underdog Virgin Islands team. Every basket that goes in, you hear the eruption. Paso left it for La Provitola. La Provitola got his man in the air, count it, and the foul.
Gets the defense offense here behind the back and just crafty, right? The shot fake, step through. You can just tell he enjoys. There's some guys, and we mentioned it earlier in the first game, some guys that enjoy rebounding the basketball, some guys that enjoy doing the dirty work. Everybody likes to score, but then there's select guys that just know they're hired scorers. That's their role. That's what they do, and you can tell Leopard Patola, he's just one of those guys, just has a knack for scoring the basketball.
Well-deserved break here for Lapro. 15 points and counting. It's a plus 10 in the game. As he gets a breather, his team up 44-26. Clock never really got started there. So stop and play. Foul there right in front of the Argentinian bench as Campasso went face first. Has been a little bit too aggressive, and where the Virgin Islands have to be careful. They can't get into any sort of foul trouble because they don't have the depth really to back it up. Paso at the line is Virgin Islands are in a penalty with 4:11 remaining here in the first half. Well, Facundo Campasso became a star in the EuroLeague, a star internationally for Argentina, and most recently playing with the Denver Nuggets, coming off the bench. Denver features two of the best passers in the world in Nikola Jokic and Facundo Campasso. You gotta have your head on the swivel if you're playing with either of those two, as Lopez's three is no good. Last touch by Henson as he did a good job of trying to crash the glass there.
And Campasso, he's playing for something right now, right? Still a free agent, and showing the world that he's still playing on that elite, that high level. Wants to be back in the NBA, and you know, I heard him speak on how it was a tough year for him. Nice pass there down to Deck. It was a tough year for him because he wasn't playing the minutes that he wanted to, right? And that lasted about, you know, 2 days before he just said, I'm not going to dwell on it, and I'm going to be ready when Mike Malone calls my number. That's the type of mentality that you have to survive at this next level, right? Because not only are you having your own battles, but guess what? Every year there's a younger crop of guys that are coming in. You know, there's scouts, there's GMs that are out here trying to identify new talent every day. So there's no time to sulk and worry about minutes or be in your own head and discourage yourself. You got to go out there, compete, and do what you do.
Aska drives in for the layup. One of the toughest things to really take into consideration for most fans, they kind of just expect someone that was a star player somewhere else to show up and have that same mentality and be a star player where they are. That's probably one of the toughest adjustments a player has to make, right?
It's tough, right? Because there's different leagues, there's different levels, there's different roles, and there's different styles of play, and there's different coaches, right? Who
going to be an offensive foul. Let's see if the basket counts as well.
Like I was saying, one coach may appreciate your game. You know, there may be a coaching change, one may not. And, you know, in Campazzo's case, you know, had a good run, and now Jamal Murray's going to return, you know, to the Nuggets. They have drafted a young guard, so that space may not be there, right? It's about opportunity and capitalizing on yours. So still a lot of basketball in him to play, but you're right, it is tough. And what sometimes fans forget is these guys are still humans at the end of the day, right? There's emotional highs and emotional lows.
And a lot of pressure every time they step on that floor to deliver. Aska. Deck in the open floor, left it behind for Balmaro. Showtime for Argentina. And Balmaro then comes up with the steal, and he's fouled by Lopez, and it's going to be an unsportsmanlike.
You see here, Deck just over his neck. He didn't even look, and I like that, just over his neck. And left-handed at that, tipped it. And I like the little spin so he can see the finish. Turn himself around and he can see, get a little showtime. Balmaro just coming into the play, you know, after his big play, getting a steal.
Lopez clearly frustrated after turning it over and commits the unsportsmanlike foul. We'll send Balmaro to the line for 2 free throws. Balmaro knocks down both. He has 4 quick points, his first 4 points of the night. Coming off that highlight reel dunk and then going to the line and knocking free throws. Let's see if he can make some more headway on the score sheet. Tries to find Campasso on the bounce pass. Last touch by the Virgin Islands. 1 second on the shot clock for Argentina to work with. Such a tough pass in the middle of those trees. Deck's gonna get the offensive foul here as Bloodman just stood in his way and Deck plowed him. Here it is. Who says basketball isn't a contact sport?
And you know, you'd love to see how the coaches react. They're convincing lead, but they're coaching every play. Like, this is the fourth quarter and this is a tight game.
Nesbitt tees up the three. Can't get it to go. Strong rebound by Shapiro. Paso. Ball fake. Finds Deck, who's tiptoeing on the baseline. Deck left alone, uses window. Can't get it to go. Nesbitt turns the corner. Aska inside, using his body to try to create some space. He was rejected. Campasso in the open floor. Rusino left alone for two. No. And Henson plucks it out of the sky. The Virgin Islands looking for a point here. They've only scored 4 in this quarter. It's been a struggle offensively, as Argentina has tightened the screws defensively.
There's one thing you watch Argentina play right now, and we've seen different eras of Argentinian basketball. We've seen different generations, but one thing that still remains is the way they move the basketball. Right? It's like it's art-like. It's almost like figure skating, the way those guys move on the court and cut and read where one another's going to be. And you always appreciate that basketball because it's less dribbles, it's beautiful, and guys get involved. Like, you have a number of guys that get involved, a number of guys that score the ball.
Henson with 5 to shoot. He'll drive. Good use of his body. Aska on the follow. Count it, and the foul.
Aska just seen it. Like, everybody was focused on the layup there, and Aska's trailing the play, sticking with it.
Aska stuck on 13 points after this free throw attempt. 22-point game. Argentina in front. It looked terrific at times. Not there as Campasso turns it over. Nesbitt in the open floor. You hear the crowd that want to fire up. Virgin Islands get back in here. Still an eternity in this basketball game. 20 points is really a large deficit. The way teams shoot the three nowadays. This man can shoot the three. He has the rock in his hand. Chance of defense coming in from the crowd. Lapro, step back, gave it away to Aska. Can they get a shot off before the horn? Aska fires, and that's how we'll end the first half. Well, Argentina flexing their muscle here in Brazil early on. The Virgin Island game in the first quarter will have to regroup at halftime. Down 20, Argentina in front, 52-32 after 20 minutes of play. How about we take a look at the first half stats? Argentina getting to the line 9 times, 89%. 6 of 17 from 3. They would expect to do a lot better than that. Assist totals, something to circle, especially when you see Argentina and La Provitola leading the way. The high man with 16 points. Aska doing his best to try and keep the Virgin Islands close with 13. We'll leave you with the best plays of the first half and be back with second half action. Argentina up big on the Virgin Islands.
Who will you become when the moment arrives and you're carrying the expectations of an entire nation, representing your people and their dreams, the colorful faces in the streets, the screaming fans in the stands? It's time to make your move. All eyes on you, all hope, all heart. Because when you win for all.
Again, this time does complete the dunk. Largest deficit for Uruguay as they come out of the timeout. Already blocked by Echenique, and he kept it in bounds.
Hey, you wanted to see more, right? He's showing it to you. He's showing it to you now.
Inside and rocks the rim.
Good find by Gutierrez.
Short two-man game. Betancourt inside. What a find by Betancourt. Rodriguez uses the Bautista screen. Good defense there by Roque. 5 to shoot on the clock. Rojas knocks down the first triple of the tournament. McCaw, sword, hammer time. See just how fast they can strike. Retas showing the handle. Oh, the feed. Felicio counted. And the foul.
Felicio again, right? The beneficiary. He's got to look at Huertas and say, look.
Here's Stoll. Gave it right to Swart. Opportunity for Swart to sky, and he does. that. Gaskins. Oh! Romero rises up and punches it home.
Gaskins again, like rejecting the screen there. And Romero played a bit with him. Just knows he's going to attack. Just look above the rim, and Romero, nice finish.
Young skying in and throwing it down. Khalif Young rocking the rim here in Recife.
balón a Nico. Gaby, cuando ya pasó Nico, ¿sí? Quiero que vengas rápido al poste bajo ahí. ¿Sí? Él no va a estar preparado para eso. ¿Sí? ¡Pum! ¡Pum! ¡Rápido!
Punch first. Together on three. 1, 2, 3. Together. Let's get it. Let's get it. General.
Back we are here in Recife, Brazil, as we get set for the start of the second half. A 20-point lead for Argentina over the Virgin Islands. Argentina wearing the road blue uniform. Virgin Islands wearing the home white. First game for these two teams here in the AmeriCup in Brazil. Virgin Islands wanting to chip away at this lead, and a good way to do that is play defense. They got a defensive stop on the first possession. Christmas inside gets the foul called, and if they're able to put those two things together, stops defensively, mount fouls up, get to the line, and chip away at the lead with the clock stop, that's a recipe for success, isn't it?
And that's your only option right at that point, because you're not going to match this Argentinian team pound for pound and position for position. What you got to do is at this point just outsmart, right? Out hustle and slow and steady grind with stops and, you know, pile up fouls. And that's the reason why right there, right? These guys just have to continue to be fluid on that end.
Manson drills the three. He has 8 points and counting. Provitola starting right where he left off with the floater. He's the high man with 18 points. Christmas on the block. Jab step, pulls, drills it. Dalia. Delfino. Taking his time, backing in. Cross-court pass, Campasso. You want to see the reason why teams may be hesitant to sign him in the NBA offseason. Could be a better three-point shooter. That would open up a lot more doors for him.
For sure, right? You look at his size, and, you know, at the NBA, there's much bigger guards, and we're talking about guards that are 6'7", 6'8", right? His quickness is definitely can move, but to your point, like, that's the NBA game, is the three-point shot, and, you know, in volume, right? And in coverages, if you can't shoot it as well, then teams have a tendency to go under, or, you know, have the potential now to use one defender to focus on another, right? Or shrink the floor on bigs and off of your defender. So especially at the guard position, it makes it a lot tougher if you can't knock it down at a high clip.
Ball last touched by Facundo Paso. He argues the call. 6 on the shot clock for the Virgin Islands to work with. Whether or not he signs in the NBA, he's going to find work somewhere in the world. If it's not in the NBA, he will make a team in Europe extremely happy and raise their chances of winning a title domestically and either the EuroLeague or the BCLA. It's very likely as Delfino misses the layup. Manson pushes the other way and then lost control of the dribble. Provitola comes up with it. Here's Deck, taps it to Delfino. Fires inside, Dalia. Good ball movement there from Argentina. Four points and counting for Dalia. See the points in the paint there, Argentina plus 10. Milligan could not get the floater. Campasso pushing, look away past the Deck. Campasso gets in the open floor. It's showtime. 8 assists for him in this game. Christmas sets the screen for Bloodman, who slipped on the floor, lost control of the basketball. And Argentina in the open floor once again. Campasso, deck, Delfino, drive, skip pass, one too many. Milligan, tough layup. 8 points for Milligan now. 6:10 playing here as Paso another dime to Deck.
Deck there, smart play, they're setting up their horns, set, and just reads Aska jumping out on Campasso. He just slips that screen, and Campasso, good read, dropping it down to him.
Aska's been quiet so far in this third. Had a monstrous first half for the Virgin Islands. The ball last touched by Hansen. Good hands by the vet, Delfino. And he'll leave the game. Lucino checks back in. Here's the hands by Delfino.
Great feet here by Delfino, just playing. Just using that baseline as another defender.
Paso for 3. Rattles it home. He's in double figures now with 10 points, 9 assists. Nesbitt lost control of the rock. Paso open floor now. Tees up another 3, same spot, same result. Well, we called him out about his shooting, and he's putting it on display.
This is what you call, I'm putting it on you. You called him out, right? You called him out for his shooting.
I did say we, yes, I did say we. Trying to throw you under the bus with me.
And he's getting there, and that's what he's showing, right? Just showcasing, listen, I am one of the top guards in this tournament right here.
I see where you stand now. I thought we were a team over here. It's Christmas. Missed the jumper.
Not when that man's about to put on a show.
Paso on the rock once again.
I can't have the world question my credibility.
Putting on a dribbling display now as Hansen on him. Crossing over, 10 to shoot. Now turns the corner, the floater. Couldn't get it to go. Hansen did a great job defensively. Campasso tried to challenge him. He stood up to that test. Here's Lopez. Drives baseline, pulls, that's pure. Lopez Jr. knocks down his first 2. That leads to a timeout on the floor. 66, 41 your score. Argentina in front with 4:06 to play in this third quarter.
Mano a mano y Nico va, ¿sí? Cuando pasa eso, ¿sí? Quiero que este se vaya y este suba, ¿sí? Para que sea single side roll para...
Some of the highlight reel from Facundo Campasso, the passes, the shooting, all on display here in the third period. So out of the timeout, see what Argentina runs. It's La Provitola. Elia, tough shot. It was a good action. Elia got his footing wrong. Lopez got away with the walk. Good feed inside to Christmas. Coach Carey liking that action from Virgin Island. Chance of defense now coming in from the crowd as Balmaro takes a foul before he was able to get into a shooting motion. Elia was rolling to the 10 and Lopez just grabbed his jersey. There's tagging and then there's this.
Tagging, that one's probably, I think that was called grabbing. There, right?
Balmaro, tough shot over Christmas. Points and counting for Balmaro. Nesbitt, good hesitation. Couldn't spin it home. Orsino pushes the other way. Balmaro for three, indeed. Leandro Balmaro now with 9 points. Over and back on Nesbitt.
And right now, Argentina's just playing against himself, right? And this is also a challenging time, like a challenging game, because you still want to keep that intensity, that level at a premium, right? At a peak. And it's tough to do when you have that convincing lead. It's tough. It's natural to relax. But at the same time, one, coming out with this victory, but two, preparing for your next game and the game after.
Mendoza left his feet to pass it, just got it off, but Orsino could not beat the shot clock. It's a turnover for Argentina. Point differential so important in tournaments like this. Not going to be the top 2 seed in your group. You're fighting for the last 2 spots, and that goes to the next best teams. Point differential will have a lot to say in that matter as Aska drives baseline. This is Nesbitt. It's in with 5 to shoot. Christmas steps into a 2. Orsino clears. 2 minutes of play here in the third period. Mendoza. Orsino can't knock down the triple. Look at Henson, sky for the board. I'd like to see Aska get a little bit more involved here in the quarter. Instead, they go into Christmas. Now Aska, the extra pass. Henson drives, takes the contact, couldn't finish. Great feed, Balmaro for 3. No good. Boy, that was an incredible look. Aska down the lane. Tried to go through one too many defenders. Balmaro up top, Orsino. Work of art for Argentina.
And Orsino there, he knows, right? You get that ball up early, you're going to be the recipient. Gets it there and gets himself a little dunk on the end. But a smart play, that's when guys are hunting 2 points. Get it up early and get it back.
Tough move inside by Christmas. I've seen a couple of tough post-ups on Mr. Christmas. He's delivered. Many times on the block. Orsino attacking. That ball last touched by him. I don't know how he could debate that. He watched it fall on his shoulder and roll out of bounds. That's something to say. 32 seconds, an opportunity for a two for one. This is a 5-second violation. They just got it in time. Virgin Islands left Nesbitt alone to inbound the ball. Just got it into Lopez. Wide open 3, no good.
See, you can see there, Virgin Islands wasn't even thinking 2 for 1, right? They probably took the worst possible shot at that point. not giving himself a chance to get it back.
Amaro from the corner, can't get it. Lopez has time, Nesbitt does as well. He won't get it off. So not aware of the clock there twice in a row for the Virgin Islands. Big hole to take themselves out of. 10 minutes remaining in this game, 73-45 your score in favor of Argentina. Stats through the first 3 quarters of the game, shooting number for both teams. Now we'll take a look at some of the best plays from the third frame. A reminder, you can scan the QR code on your screen right now to download the app, Courtside 1891. Streams, schedules, scores, and so much more from the AmeriCup, Eurobasket, and the FIBA Women's World Cup, which is coming up in Australia. Final 10 to play here in Brazil. Energetic crowd treated to a show from Argentina. They put it all on display, trying to solidify their status of tournament favorites here at the AmeriCup. 73-45 your score. Argentina in the road blue, Virgin Island in the home white uniforms. Lopez thought he was fouled. Instead, he just dropped. You see Facundo Campasso sitting next to Gabriel Deck. They put in some hard yards, and now we'll watch their teammates go to work to start this fourth. Mendoza, good pass inside, but Alizi was not prepared. Lucino tees up a three. Jules touched it last, so it'll stay here again. 14 on the clock. You see why teams around the world covet a guy like Lucino. He has good size, good stroke.
And he plays the game the right way, right? You look at how he moves without the ball. You look at the passes that he makes. He's a guy that can help a number of teams at any level, right? And will always be playing at the highest. And I think it helps, too, the fact that he has the vets that he has on his national team, the experience that they have, and the knowledge that they have, and the fact you have Pablo Prigioni, you know, as your coach. And he's been somebody that's had success at every level, essentially, right? The fact that you can pick up your phone and shoot a text there, ask questions there, Carlos Delfino. Luis Scola, who just retired recently, or last year it was, and you know, now he's general manager in Italy Varese. You know, that's to have that access, you know, for a guy his age and his skill set is important as well.
Scola, of course, playing for the national team and leading them to a silver medal at the FIBA Basketball World Cup in 2019. Argentina will be fielding a team that they hope can complete the mission a year from now. They still have work to do. Qualifying windows coming up again in November. They got pounded in their last game in Canada. Definitely weren't up to the level there. Made up for it in their second game in that window, and now work to do with 2 more windows to do it in. Good chance that they do make the World Cup. A good chance they'll be pegged as one of the favorites to make a deep run once again.
And they play there, you know, when they go out there, they go to compete, right? And a lot of people have questioned, you know, the team that they brought here, why they bring so much talent. And if you're looking at some of the other teams, but they play for real, they play serious, right? And even after that game against Canada, you know, dismissing their head coach at that time too, those are all messages sent to say the direction of this club is to trend upwards, right, and continue to trend upwards. And like you mentioned, always going to be one of the deepest teams in these tournaments, worlds, and obviously with the goal being the Olympics.
The average age of this Argentinian roster is 28 years old. It's not quite the golden age or golden era anymore. There's still some remnants of it, as Carlos Delfino, part of this roster. There's Balmaro, tough turn inside, good feed. And a chest-to-chest block there by Jules. He'll stay here. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Feels like we've been on this side of the court forever to start this 4th quarter. Lucino comes off and fires. Doesn't take him much space to offer up a jumper. He drills that jumper.
And you asked about him, right? And many teams could use a guy like that. The reason's right there, right? Inbounds the basketball, long strides, 2 strides into his jump shot, collects his feet into it, right? Just so fluid, so effortless.
Alioué comes up with a great rejection there. Mendoza, Lucino fires it inside. The foul before the shot on Corbett.
Basic basketball, ball screen, kick out, drop into the post. Now you're getting into your split actions and playing off of it. Draws a foul there, but you can just see good basketball, heady basketball, and just intelligent.
Fouls mounting up for the Virgin Islands, and 1 more away from being in the penalty with an eternity to play here in this 4th period. Asca will sit. And there's the 5th foul, as Lopez hammered Balmaro.
And as soon as Balmaro seen Lopez turn his head, he just cut to the basket, right?
Lopez has had a couple of those where he gets his money's worth on the foul. Already with 1 unsportsmanlike, and they're going to check, the referees that is, are going to check whether or not this one meets the criteria. Referee Gaston and Ortega. Let's take a look at this. Let's listen.
Okay, we need to review that play. Possible sportsmanlike foul. A normal speed first. Okay, ahora. From behind.
The windup is there, but it doesn't seem like this one meets the criteria for me.
Play the ball.
As in the sportsmanlike.
He wants to try to reach the ball. The contact is in the hand.
Yes, we confirm. Normal foul.
Remind the normal foul, right?
Yes.
Okay, go. Let's go. Thank you, Felipe.
Normal.
No, pareció, pero no. Normal.
So no unsportsmanlike, just going to be 2 shots for Bombaro. And more importantly for Virgin Islands, they are now in the penalty the rest of the way. So we could have a parade to the free throw line.
8 minutes from the penalty.
It's a long time. Long time to pad the stat sheet, though, as well.
Ooh, it's going to be a long 8 minutes.
Balmaro drills the second free throw and gets into double figures with 10. That's good. Benson drives inside. The kick, Lopez stepped out of bounds. Feels like that corner is shrinking every time we go to that side.
And it just seems to be this one every time. You know, those size 13s is that size 14s. One, they're getting more expensive, but two, when you get into that corner, there's not enough real estate for them.
Didn't know we were going to get economics on the broadcast, but there you have it. Alizi's going to get called for the offensive foul. Kicked his leg out as he tried to make that layup attempt. Here it is. So it's the first team foul for Argentina here in the final frame. Nesbitt pulls. You can say it's in the motion. And he'll go to the line for 2. Valuez picks up his second foul. Sends Mr. Nesbitt to the line. He was working on an evening where he has 3 points after that free throw. And a minus 17 in 18 minutes. Tough night from the floor, 1 of 5. Pulls for 3 straight away and splash.
There, Virgin Island, they're switching everything, right? But you got to switch to be aggressive, switch to be intentional. If you just switch and relax against these guys that can shoot the basketball, they're just going to rise up in front of your grill.
Alleyway in the open floor. His first dunk of the evening gives him 3 points. Nesbitt turns the corner, kicks Corbett for 3. High arcing shot does not fall. Jules taps it up. Nesbitt now finally gets one to fall in the paint. Lucino. Mendoza can't hit the 3. Offensive rebound. Oh, the Virgin Islands will clear. The hustle there shown. Still the deficit that they're facing. Still battling out there. As Nesbitt turns. Step back. No good. Balmaro will slow things down. Throw up 2 fingers. Run a set. Lucino deep. Can't get it to go. Offensive rebound. Mendoza thought about it. Puts it inside. Good cut by Brasino. Great pass. Valuate cleans it up with the dunk. Mendoza commits the foul to allow some subs to come in. Argentina emptying its bench now. Fiala. This is Jules in the paint. We'll knock it down. That's a tough move. 85-49. The score, under 5 to play now in the game. I don't know how easy he missed that layup, but he did. Corbett for 3. High arc and shot no good. WA got away with a walk and then laid it up. He was almost kind of surprised when he looked up and realized that the net was right there. So he might as well toss it up. Was able to put it in. Henson for 3. Can't get that one to fall. Mendoza. Tough layup attempt there, no good. Mendoza's open for 3. In and out. And Lopez vacuums in another rebound. It's all about point differential now for the Virgin Islands as Nesbitt tried to use glass, can't get it to go. LUA somehow finds his way again for another open dunk. You can see he's kind of exhausted now. All the open floor running, it's almost like they're running sprints. Jules for 3, no good. Corbett, oh, swatted away.
I'll tell you, sometimes that time is the worst time, right? Because the game's out of reach. There's no timeouts. There's no stoppages plays. They're just going. It's just a track meet up and down. So those guys that come in to play those minutes, they get a rough little go.
3:16 on the clock, 11 on the shot clock. Virgin Island inbounding here. Jules pulls. And he's getting into a rhythm now. That's 2 jumpers that he's able to hit. Carry some of that stuff over to your next game. May not work out for you in this one, but we talked about the poor shooting from a lot of teams coming into the tournament. After match day 1 to start this game, teams that struggle from deep. Jules is one of the guys using this extended period to kind of just get a rhythm out there, feel the rims.
And that's where you use the tournament schedule to its advantage, right? You have some good games. It's a quick turnaround. Games are coming, right? You roll over those, you use those to roll into your next game. You have bad games. Guess what? Now you have an opportunity to wipe that slate clean and rewrite that. So you always have to extract, that positive out of there and try and ride the wave in some capacity.
Argentina's next game as Mendoza knocks down both free throws to make it 91-53. Argentina's next game is against Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico defeating the Dominican Republic earlier today, 88-82. Virgin Island will play the Dominican Republic their next game. An important game for both of those teams. Evaluate down the lane. They got hammered. No, holding on to his left foot. Took a tough spill. Let's see here on the replay. Got up okay and was able to walk to the foul line, so that's a good sign. With all the great bigs in this tournament, if Argentina is going to want to end up in the final with a chance to win it, that man right there, Evaluate, is going to have to come off the bench and give them consistent minutes, solid minutes. This is a good showing for him in game number 1. It's only going to get tougher from here on out. It's a shot foul on Henson's 3-point attempt. I'll give him 3 free throws as Chaparro commits the foul.
We've seen a couple of those fouls in the game before as well. Dominican and PR just fouls on shooters, right? And those are the ones, you know, coaches hate. And you give those up, you feel like the whole arena is looking at you, and teammates you don't even want to make eye contact, because at that point you just know, okay, I put him at the line for 3 shots, and probably one of the worst fouls in basketball.
Henson having a tough night at the line. Misses the first 2 free throws.
It's also tough being at the line. You miss the first 2 of 3, and then you feel like, man, I gotta make this last one. At the very least, I gotta make this last one.
He did make the last one. Give him that. And showing good hands defensively, so it's good to see the energy still up on that end of the floor. 2:08 remaining in the game. A historic game for the Virgin Islands and the AmeriCup as a whole. As you saw, Anisha Carey became the first woman to coach a men's team at the AmeriCup. She won't be happy with the result, but she should be happy being able to open the door and show many others that it can be done. Evaluate now, pouring it on, 13 points for him. Here's Nesbitt. Henson wants it. Turns the corner, drives inside. That's a tough move. Points and counting for Henson. Pass a little too hot for Chaparro to handle. You see Pablo Biglione. Legends for Argentina. Now the head coach of this team here at the AmeriCup. He'll take his first victory as the clock approaches a minute to play here in the game. Nesbitt, tough layup. Can't get it to go. Jules there to have his back. Mendoza. The one thing that makes Argentina so tough, Javon, is that they are so deep. You see, they're deep into their bench right now, and nothing's really changed. It's still the same ball movement, player movement.
They've established, and to my point earlier, they've established culture, they've established this cohesiveness, right, and chemistry, and that rolls over from just having vets on your team and just integrating young guys.
Jules with a poster.
Came out of nowhere, right, and to my point, going back to my point, they've established, you know, a style of play, a brand of basketball that the young guys and old guys play together. And from a number of positions, where you look out there right now, the back end of your bench, and there's still a tremendous amount of size, tremendous amount of skill, and everybody moves so well without the basketball.
That's Corbett who had the finish on the other end. And a foul with 0.3 seconds remaining in the game. I said Jules with the poster. I don't even know if they sell posters anymore. And here it is. Call it a screensaver, not a poster.
You're right, it's screensavers now. Everything is digital.
Fialello at the line. That's the game. Strong showing for Argentina. 95-62, your final score. The tournament favorites flexing their muscle here in Brazil and sending a message to the rest of the AmeriCup. while it's a loss for the Virgin Islands, still a historic moment for their program and all of us, really. As we saw the first woman ever coach a men's team here at the FIBA AmeriCup. Big shout out to Ananisha Carey, who led the Virgin Islands in this game and will continue to lead them throughout the entire tournament as we look at the final stats here. Argentina putting on a show. If you're nitpicking, they probably want to shoot the ball a little bit better from three-point range, but 25 assists, the ball movement, spectacular. After they stopped overpassing from the first 8 minutes of the game, they kind of fell into a little bit of a rhythm and blew this game wide open. La Provitola, one of those guys that had an imprint in this game, 18 points, most of those coming in the first half.
First half, and you're right, you know, that first quarter, they're just adjusting to the scrambling defenses of Virgin Island and adjusting there, right? And once they got their rhythm, you know, everything was smooth, everything was seamless, hitting shots. Like you said, could have probably shot a three ball a little better than they anticipated. But guys like that, they're getting down the lane and, you know, just how they move the ball again here. Good finish. Campasso dropping it off. Beck running the lanes. You can see it. Every time they get out into transition, there's 4 or 5 blue shirts around it. And the guys are moving as a team, as a unit. Everybody's on a string. So there's 2 or 3 passes to make. And, you know, one of the bright sides here, Milligan getting out and getting some offense from the turnover. And that's got to be, you know, Virgin Islands' strength over the course of this tournament, because they're not going to be a half-court team, like I mentioned earlier. Got to get some steals, got to get some passing lanes, and win all the hustle plays, win all the tough, gritty plays to give themselves a chance.
Rosino had a strong showing for Argentina. Argentina finishes the game with 5 players in double figures. Romaro, Campasso, Deck, and La Provitola led them all with 18. We saw Ivan Aska lead the way, 13 points, 6 boards. It just wasn't enough. Felt like he ran out of gas towards the second half. Couldn't carry the heavy load. Romani Hansen, 11 points, 6 rebounds. Played with 4 fouls throughout. Good job of staying in the game. Rakeem Christmas, 12 points. So Argentina will now turn their attention to Puerto Rico. Virgin Islands will turn their attention to the Dominican Republic. We will turn our attention to the next game coming up that will see Canada and Uruguay Group A action a little bit later on, 4:40 Eastern Time, 5:40 local time here in Brazil. And then the nightcap, Brazil taking on Colombia. Both of those teams were victorious in their first game yesterday. So once again, a final look at Group B. Now sorted after match day 1. There are the scores. Puerto Rico and Argentina victorious. Virgin Islands, Dominican Republic, each with a point after the loss. We'll see you later this evening. 2 more games. Canada, Uruguay, Brazil, Colombia coming up from the FIBA AmeriCup in Brazil.